Section 24 and Section 25 of Hindu Marriage Act 1955. Maintenance as a concept, when considered from the point of view of law, it refers to the kind of the financial assistance which is given to either of the litigating parties on an application which is made by them, and only through an order which is passed by the court having jurisdiction to do so, and upon execution of a decree in this regard. Now you all must be thinking, why am I talking about maintenance, right? Without any reference, without nothing, I'm just talking about maintenance. Hello friends, how are you all? I hope you all remember in my previous video we have learnt about section 23 and its subclauses. And in today's video we will be studying about section 24 and 25. See students, these sections are very easy. Do pay attention. Section 24, it talks about the maintenance, pendency light and expenses of the proceedings. And section 25, it talks about the permanent alimony and the maintenance. So in simple language, we can say these both sections are related to maintenance. Easy to remember? Good. So wasting no time, let's understand what does maintenance mean. Can anyone tell me what does maintenance mean? See, it is often referred to as an alimony or a kind of monetary support from the spouse, that is the spousal assistance. Maintenance, on the other hand, is an act of bearing the financial expenses or reducing the burden of the spouse whose burden increases and economical positions get materially changed on the decree of the divorce. Further, the main purpose of granting maintenance is to maintain the standard of living of the spouse which is equivalent to that of the other spouse and in accordance with the status which is prior to the separation. It is granted during the proceeding of the decree or after the decree of divorce, and it ceases to exist on the death or the remarriage of the alimony holder. Clear till now? Now, let's proceed with our main topic, that is section 24. As said above, section 24 talks about the provision for the maintenance pendency light and the expenses of proceedings. Wherein any proceeding under this act, it appears to the court that either the wife or the husband, as the case may be, has no independent income sufficient for her or his support and the necessary expenses of the proceeding. It may, on the application of the wife or the husband, order the respondent to pay the petitioner the expenses of the proceeding and monthly during the proceeding such sum as having regard to the petitioner's own income and the income of the respondent. It may seem to the court to be reasonable. I believe because of this complex language, most of you must have been confused. But don't worry, I'll simplify it. In this definition, you need to pay attention on the following points. The points will be displayed on the video. You can note it down if you want. See, the first one is, the provision is gender neutral. Which one who is dependent will receive the financial support and one who is earning will pay the maintenance. So it could be husband or wife, whoever is dependent will get the maintenance. Easy. The second point that you need to focus on is the provision. This provision discusses about the pendency light, which means such maintenance will be provided until your case gets decided. Or in other words, during the legal proceedings of the case, and as soon as the decree is awarded, the provision will lapse automatically. So this is also known as interim relief. Now, the third point is the maintenance demanding party must be unemployed and dependent. One who is earning will not get any such maintenance. Remember, who is earning will not get any maintenance. The fourth point is, in case if the wife is demanding such maintenance, but husband is unemployed and not having any source of income, what would be in such case? So in such a case, such husband is not liable to pay. Correct? And in other words, to give maintenance, one must have an independent earning. As said above. Easy? The last point is, that is the fifth point. It is the discretionary power of the respective judge. Easy. The definition has been divided into 5 points. The points are displayed on this video. Now the question comes up, when can they file the application? Right. So, as said in the section 24, either the husband or the wife, if they do not have an independent income and which is not sufficient for their basic needs, then he or she, as the case may be, may file the application for the maintenance. Then the court orders the respondent to pay the petitioner the expenses of the proceeding and as well as the monthly proceedings, which is depending on the income of the respondent. I hope you all have understood these points. Next point you need to know is about the application for the payment of such expenses of the proceeding and such monthly sum during the proceeding, which shall be disposed of within 60 days from the date of service of notice on the wife or the husband as the case may be. So clear? This is all about section 24. Now let's proceed with section 25, which talks about the permanent alimony and maintenance. Section 25 provides for the grant of the permanent alimony and maintenance to any of the party to the marriage at the time of passing any decree under the Act or at any time the subsequent thereto. The court shall take into account the status of the opposite party in fixing the amount for the maintenance. It means it is much related to the previous section, that is section 24. Here, the only difference is it discusses about the permanent alimony or the maintenance after passing the decree. I mean, as the case is decided and the decree is awarded, then section 24 will automatically be ceased or no more applicable, and hence after the section 25's role, section 25, the role will begin. Clause 1 of section 25, it talks about the application either made by wife or by husband as the case may be, and it is the respondent who shall pay the maintenance or support by paying monthly amount as regard to respondent's own income and property. This is the clause 1. Here comes the clause 2. You can see on the screen of section 25, which talks about the change in the circumstances. See, if there are change in the circumstances in either of the parties, then as per the circumstances, the order which will be made under clause 1 which may be modified or varied as the court may deem fit. Clear? Now here comes the last clause, that is clause 3. It talks about the 3 circumstances. The first is whose favor the order is passed. It may be either husband or wife, any of them, they are remarried. Or the second thing is about wife. Wife could have any sexual relation with other men. Or the third thing is, it could be regarding the husband. It means if the husband is the party and if he has the sexual intercourse with any woman outside the wedlock, then the order of the court could be changed as per the circumstances. Clause 1 we saw, clause 2 we saw, and clause 3 is divided into 3 circumstances. So this is all about section 24 and section 25. I hope you all must be clear with both the sections. So, wasting no time, let's have a quick revision regarding both the sections. Section 24, what it talks about the maintenance pendenti light with the following points. See, first is wife or the husband, means anyone can demand. Second comes is no sufficient independent income. As I said, it means petitioner has no source of earning. Third comes is expenses of the proceeding, means it will be given for ongoing legal proceedings and other personal expenses. Okay, here comes the fourth point, that is the application of the wife or the husband. It means for this she or he needs to give an application. The fifth point comes is respondent has a permanent source of income. The sixth point is it remains applicable until the decree passes, means once the case is decided, its applicability automatically ceased. On the other hand, we saw section 25, which discusses about the permanent maintenance which is awarded after passing the decree. But here, one point you need to keep in your mind, that is in both the cases, that is section 24 and section 25, if the circumstances change, which means if the petitioner remarries or start earning, then no more respondent is liable to pay. Remember, circumstances. And secondly, if the respondent somehow lost his or her source of income, even in this condition, he or she won't be liable to pay. So, however, if you have any query, any doubt regarding these two sections, do comment in the comment box given below. Till then, take care, stay safe.